YouTube world. You ask and you shall receive. I had several of you reach out to me on Instagram, as well as some in the community tab here on YouTube, asking for a lock update. Well, I just reached 7 years at the end of March, and I am long overdue to kind of tell you how things are going. In truth, really the only thing that's changed with my hair over the past couple of years has been length. So let me show you where we are. I have a little braid out that's still in my hair. I graduated on this past Friday with my doctorate in Christian ministry. I'm super excited about it. So I wanted a little something going on with my hair. So I put some crinkles in there. But here's where we are. Now, of course, this is with a braid out. But you can kind of see where they are if they're stretched. All right, so to tell you about what I currently do with my hair, the exact same thing that I've always done, relatively nothing. The main reason why I got locks is because I do not like to invest a lot of time in trying to keep up with my hair, but I like to have a professional appearance. I like to be able to just get up and go, not have to do too much and still look put together. So that's one of the main reasons why I went with locks. And in particular for this set of locks, since this is my second set, I went with Sisterlocks. I like the versatility of them. I like the styling options with them. And so that's why I went this route. All I do is every 6 weeks, faithfully, I go and get my hair retightened. I have a loctician, and she takes care of it for me. In a pinch, I will self-retighten if I need to. So for example, when things got shut down in 2020, I took care of my own retightenings. I retightened my mom's hair. I even have a friend, I retightened her hair. So in a pinch, I know how to do what I need to do to keep things going, but I much prefer to have someone else retightening my hair. So I maintain that every 6 weeks. I wash my hair regularly. Every 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I wash my hair. I do not add oils or things like that to my hair. And I would say over the 7 years that I've had these locks, I've probably only put oil in them maybe 5 times. If I had something going on where maybe the crown of my scalp was very itchy or something like that, but I really don't add anything to my hair. I do not regularly condition my hair. Now that my hair is a lot longer, I have started to have my friend to wash my hair for me. And hey, I'm blessed that my close friend is a stylist and she lives very close to me. So I just go over to her house, pay her. She puts me in that shampoo bowl. I still get that pampering that you get when you go and you have someone wash your hair. And I started that probably about a little over a year ago. But as you saw with the length of my hair, I of course could wash it myself, and I do wash it myself every once in a while, but I prefer the self-care practice of having somebody else wash it. Plus, what takes me probably 30 minutes to do takes her 10 to 15 minutes to do, just because of her angle and what she's able to do with my hair. So I still don't do conditioning and adding products or anything like that. I've never been the type of woman who lays her edges down and all of that. That's just not me. I'm very simple in that way. I may put a braid out in here. I may curl it every once in a while. But for the most part, this is what I look like. Part of it is because I get tension headaches very easily. So I don't like a lot of manipulation to my hair. And so this is what works for me. I might do a half up, half down. I might put it up in a little top bun or put it in a low ponytail or high ponytail, but really that's it. And that's the versatility of having Sisterlocks. So this is what's been going on with the hair. I am about 2 weeks away from getting a retightening. And as you guys remember, I have thin strands. So my scalp is pretty much always visible. You know what I mean? I have a lot of hair, but the strands of my hair are thin. So because of that, my scalp is pretty much always visible. So even though this is a 1 month old retie at this point, you can still very much see my parts, see my scalp. And that's always going to be the case just because of the type of hair that I have. I haven't had any issues with my hair. I haven't been losing any locks. I'm not dealing with dryness. Sometimes I hear women talk about like dryness as a result of the ends of their locks. I'll get up close. I don't have any dryness or anything that I'm experiencing. No breakage. Now, I have cut the ends of some of my locks off just because, as you guys remember, I'm a curly girl. And so because of that, I had bunching in certain areas of my locks. And so as a result, some of the ends of my locks were kind of fat. And so when you would pull it through in order to retighten, it was just a little bit too much tension there as you were pulling through. And so I just cut some of the fat ends. I started out with 585 locks, and I have now probably about 575. I've combined some of them. My lactation has combined some of them. But for the most part, this is it. This is the freedom that comes with having locks, or Sisterlocks in particular. You just kind of roll with it. I don't have to worry about rain. I don't have to worry about water. Once you get through those initial stages where your hair is locking, you can go swimming. You can go to the beach. You can randomly have a situation where your hair is soaking wet and you're fine. I remember when I started my last job, I went out on the lake. And while we were out on the lake, we ended up in the water. And how many of you remember that if something like that were to happen where your whole head were to get wet, that would shut down your whole day? That would be a whole afternoon, at least, getting your hair back together. I was able to just dry myself off and move on with my day. Why? Because I have locks. I have Sisterlocks in particular. And I keep saying that because it's not just Sisterlocks. It's really locks where you are retightening instead of coiling. When you coil, your hair still easily unravels. And I found that for me, for my hair texture in particular, my hair especially would unravel. Even when with my first set of locks, traditional locks, it had been 3 years, easily my hair would unravel. Like after 2 weeks, you would see, a good amount of hair there from just the locks slipping out of the coil. What always works best for me for an active lifestyle, for the ability to kind of just get up and go, get my hair wet, do whatever I need to do without any fuss, retightening has always worked for me. So even with my traditional locks, once I hit about 2.5 years, I started retightening my hair instead of retwisting my hair. So that's the scoop on me. Here's where we are with the hair. I'll give you guys some ideas again on, where we're at with length. Hope you guys can see this. I hope I'm in the frame. All right. That's how it's going. So make sure that if you haven't, join me on Going in Grace. That's my podcast. Episodes come out weekly every Tuesday. This week, we are talking about lies, the trick of the enemy. And so on this faith-based podcast, I apply the word of God to practical everyday living. And we just go through that together and we look and see how can we not only know what the word of God says, but how can we apply it to our lives? So be sure to tune in. I post the session recordings here on YouTube, so you can check out in the cards, Going in Grace, the podcast. It's also available anywhere that podcasts are found. So you can get it on Apple, Spotify, all of the platforms. And then if there's any topics or anything that you want to delve into, be sure to drop into the comments and let me know. I hope you all are doing well, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.